What's on tap for today's show, folks? It's my reaction video to our president, Joe Brandon, as he is getting off of helicopter one, going to Kentucky, and he has to give a speech there, folks. That's all he's got to do. He's got to get on the fly, he's got to get on the helicopter, sit down, strap himself in, rest and relax, let the Marines open up the door, take a few steps out, put on your jacket, have everything ready, read a speech, fly back home. Should be no problem. But we all know there's always a problem, right? There's always something that happens. So let's go to my reaction video, folks. This is unbelievably funny. So let's go to that right now. So far, so good. Okay, now right here what's happening is that he turns to Jill and he basically asks her, he goes, Jill, let's go. And so Jill looks at him and goes, well, what are you talking about, Joe? And he goes, well, let's go, come on, let's get back on the helicopter. And Jill's like going, are you okay? You do realize you have a speech to give. And he's like going, oh, aren't we boarding on the plane and on the helicopter, I mean, aren't we getting back on? She goes, no, we just got here, Joe. Come on, get with it. There's reporters, there's news people out there. Come on, let's not make this into a huge big deal again. Can we just do one thing, please, Joe? Please, Joe, I'm begging you. Can we just do one thing, Joe? One thing. That's not going to be a total cluster. And he goes, all right. And she goes, just, Joe, honey, just put on your jacket, okay, and get on your glasses, and let's go and let's get this speech. Come on, let's do that, please. So he just pointed to the newscasters out there and saying, Joe, come on, put on your jacket. Let's go, honey. Let's finish this up and let's go. And Joe's looking over there, doesn't have a care in the world. Okay, now she realizes something's going on. Now she's thinking something is happening over here. This is not going according to the plans. He's struggling. And so you can see left hand coming up, clutching the throat. Oh my goodness, what's happening here? Joe is totally lost. Look at this Marine. God bless these Marines here. Still standing at attention, still standing at attention. And Joe is struggling. He can't get his arm in his left jacket. He's begging for help. He's asking her with his eyes. Look at the eyes. He's asking her, please. And she's going, oh my God. Anyways, let's continue. Now she's going, Joe, honey, this is just like we practiced right here in the White House. We practiced this. Right arm in the right sleeve, left arm in the left sleeve. Once you get that in, grab the lapel, bring it up over, make sure your collar is nice and straight. And that's it. We practiced this 1,000 times, honey. Just like that. Right, left, right, left. Come on, let's go. Now look at her. She's like going, oh my God, I cannot believe this guy is such a doofus. What is going on over here? Now take a look at the eyes of this Marine here, folks. If you saw previously, when you go over these videos, watch the eyes here. Look, they're dilated. This guy is going, what the hell's going on? He isn't saying anything with his mouth. Nothing there. This guy, nothing there. But this guy's eyes, they are dilated. He knows exactly what's going on. I mean, this is unbelievable. Anyway, let's continue. And now she's saying, there you go, honey, there you go. Left arm in the left sleeve. I've got you, I've got you. Come on, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, Joe, you can do it. She's going, whew. Wow, okay, you did it, Joe, you did it. And now Joe's thinking, I got this, no problemos. He's got her hand on her head. I mean, body language is unbelievable. Before it was left hand on throat, like, Choking. Now it's right hand on here going, oh my goodness. And as we said here, you got to take a look at, I guess that was a signal from Joe there, right? Anyways, look at this guy. Still the same. Joe's still there. Look at his glasses. All right, there. But I mean, this is just classic, folks. He got his mask on. He's outside. He's got his mask on. Unbelievable. Let's continue. And let's see now. Every time I see this, I don't think she realizes what's going on yet. He doesn't. Just like when he has his hands out for the shake, the handshake from, so like when Chuck Schumer just basically avoided him. He's out there on the podium by himself. I mean, look, his hands are here. What's he think? He's got his mask on halfway up his eyes. His glasses have fallen to the ground. Let's continue with this again. That's a classic picture right there, folks. Look at I mean, look at the pilot. What do you think they're saying after they leave, making sure that they're not being picked up by the, by the CIA or the FBI or the DOJ with any type of transmitters or anything inside the cockpit there, making sure. I mean, Joe does lead from behind, so there's a swift kick in the rear to get going, picking up his glasses. I wonder what this Marine is thinking right now. Oh my goodness, let's just go. I think she just might have seen out the peripheral vision. Must have seen. Now she's turning to him and saying, "Can you take off that stupid mask? We're outside." And he's struggling with taking the mask off a little bit. And now he's going, which way do I go? What am I doing? Is everything okay? And she's just, look at this. That says it all. That says it all. Now, that being said, of what that says it all, what he's doing here, trying to decide what to do with his glasses. Look at his face here. It's just pain, folks. It's painful. But that's just sort of what I was sort of talking about, what my reaction to this video was. I hope you guys had just as much as fun as I did. But let's see what some other people are talking about outside from the Twitterverse, from other social media sources, and we'll get to that just right now. But listen, if this is the first time that you've come to our show, we certainly appreciate you watching the Dr. Nasser Sheikh Show. I'm your guest host today. My name is Dr. Sheikh, and we'd certainly appreciate you subscribe to our video, hit that notification bell so you know when new content is up there, share, like us. You know what happens with the algorithm. We certainly would appreciate your support. Anyways, let's go and see what others are talking about this. We'll go to that right now. So here we are. This is what J.R. Majewski had to say in a tweet. He said, Joe Biden's handlers allow this embarrassing display to happen on a daily basis and just expect us to pretend it's all totally normal. Folks, that's what's happening. This is all becoming normalized by the mainstream media and the media cabal press and the alphabet networks. I mean, no way that this guy's actually running the country. Here's what Clay Travis said. Joe Biden can't even put his own jacket on. This is just sad, and it just keeps getting sadder. After watching the video, the publisher of conservative news outlet Texas Scorecard, Michael Quinn Sullivan, said in his tweet he believed that President Biden has the mental capacity of a snail. You know what? That's giving snails way too much credit, okay? I mean, snails are feeling bad right now that you're comparing it to Joe Biden. I mean, we feel bad for the man, but added that the president's mental well-being is clearly slipping and it's just wrong he's still allowed to lead the country. Oh, funny. I mean, like I said, this would be an unbelievable skit for Saturday Night Live if they were still doing stuff that was funny. But they're not. But they could make this funny. Or maybe not. Maybe they could turn this into something completely stupid. But I think this would be so funny in a skit. The thing is, like I said, he's incompetent, bumbling frontman for the shadow government, running the country into the ground. So here's something here now. It's extremely windy, so Biden asked Joe to help him put his suit jacket, which he does, says a writer for The Atlantic, Yair Rosenberg. If you find this sort of a common courtesy embarrassing, it says more about you than it does about him. This is how these people are carrying the buckets of water, folks. The verbal diarrhea, which is coming from the mainstream media, the leftist media, the media that basically is a front for the Democratic National Committee. Let's just call it what it is, folks. It's not MSNBC. I think it's MSLSD. It's not the American Broadcasting Corporation. It's the Alternative Facts Broadcasting Corporation. It's not the Central Broadcasting System. It's not CBS. No, it's the cabal broadcasting system. Nothing but it's never been conservative. That's NBC, right? Never been conservative. Critics have always been talking about mental fitness, floating the idea. I mean, remember when they were talking this about Donald Trump? Remember all the flotation going on? And nothing was even freaking close to this, folks. It wasn't even freaking close to this when we were talking about with Trump. But the entire media empire, the cabal, was going after saying that, you know what, Pence was floating this idea. This was coming from from his advisors, that we've got to look at the 25th Amendment. For Donald Trump, they were talking about the 25th Amendment, but this is not even being raised hardly at all. It's like when we truly probably do need the 25th Amendment, at least to talk about it. Anyways, they said Representative Niels brought it up during a House Transportation Committee when he had fallen off a bicycle, and he asked Buttigieg if he had spoken to cabinet members about implementing the 25th Amendment on President Biden. Buttigieg shot back, calling the nature of Niels' question insulting. Oh, it was insulting now for President Brandon, but it wasn't insulting for President Trump and all. Because first of all, I'm glad to have a president who can ride a bicycle. What about the fact that he fell by himself, doofus? And I will look beyond the insulting nature of that question and make clear to you that the President of the United States. Anyways, it goes on to say they interrupted, and he repeated his question to him. He says, the President of the United States is as vigorous as a colleague or boss that I've ever had the pleasure of working with. So there you go. All right, that's fine. That's fine, we are talking here with Congressman Troy Nehls. Refused to answer whether he's discussed the 25th Amendment, written communication with staff or other cabinet members. So I know they're keeping quiet about this. All his gaffes have been long, his mental gaffes, physical gaffes, all of those things are happening. But this is happening in front of the world. He's just making a total fool of himself, not only of himself, but also the office of the presidency. It's become absolutely ridiculous, folks. It's gone from where it was at the pinnacle during President Trump's tenure of 4 years, where he brought America back. He was leading the world from, definitely not from behind. He was leading the world, folks. And you know what? A lot of people didn't like that. But you know what? They want a strong America. When America's strong is when the world is safe. When America is weak, and we're weak right now with the leader, the world is not safe. Anyways, thanks for watching the show. We've got so much more. Just check us out on our channel, The Dr. Nasser Sheikh Show. I was your guest host today. My name is Dr. Sheikh, and I'll leave you with my final thoughts, and that's the following. When you're right, you're right. And when you're left, oh, these guys are so wrong. So wrong. Take care, everyone. Stay safe, and we'll see you again.